Hello, I'm Doug and this is the Taste and Sensibility channel, and you have just arrived at day one of the 2019 Whiskey Advent Calendar. I'm going to be tasting all these 24 different samples of whiskey blind and trying to figure out what I'm tasting. What does it smell like? What does it remind me of taste-wise? And can I put together some kind of story or profile to identify it? So I'm mostly doing this to test myself and see if I've come along any, if I've progressed any in my whiskey journey. I think I was probably 20% successful last year with the different entries. And last year I got a kind of advent calendar I didn't really mean to. It was mostly malts from around the world. Maybe 3, 4, or 5 different grain whiskeys in there, but otherwise malts. And I really meant to get something more like this. I hope we'll find out, which has a few bourbons, a few Irish, a few of the malts from around the world, and other things that might be really odd. So we'll find out. If you like the Whiskey Advent Calendar videos and other things that you see on this channel, please give it a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, leave questions. Subscribe and click that bell icon to get notified when the new videos come out. Usually it's on Wednesdays and Thursdays. But during December, it's every day from the 1st through the 24th. So this will be fast and furious for the month of December. So the box this year is different than what I had last year. It was a small corrugated craft paper type box. It was very compact and nice for this tiny little table and tiny little sets, and this one is not. This is a fancier sleeve box from Drinks by the Dram. They're the ones that usually do the Whiskey Advent calendars because they have so many samples already. So this one is just a bigger package, and I asked for the very plain package, and this is what they sent. So it's almost too big for my table and set here, but we will figure it out. What I need to do is figure out where number 1 is. There we go, found it. And then be able to move this thing over and get it out of the way as I do the tasting. So I guess we can move on in. So it's pretty easy to break into. I'm going to try to break it open and pour without seeing what it is. So I've got it in the glass. Let's get every drop. There, yeah. And I'm putting the bottle in this little lens hood, so I can't see what it is. So I want to move this over here. Get it out of the way and get back to this. So the Whiskey Advent Calendar is kind of an interesting gimmick to get someone to buy 24 samples of whiskey. But it's not just a gimmick to me. I'm a Christian, and I'm actually celebrating the birth of Christ and the advent of God into the world as a baby. So I am excited about counting down towards Christmas for that reason. But I also appreciate all the tastes and flavors God's put into the world for us to enjoy. And when I smelled the bottle, I smelled a nice malty aroma on this. After doing this for a couple of years, I have figured out they put a really good one in the first one. Something nice and old and tasty. So number 1 is usually a real kicker. And I'm smelling a nice maltiness here. It's got a beautiful color. Darker than most scotches. Darker than the natural color of most scotches. But it looks natural. It's just old from a cask or maybe a wine cask or some finishing. I'm not getting a lot of notes on the nose. It is malty. Could even be Irish, but it's devoid of other clues right now. I'm not getting a good read on the ABV either. And my nose is my least reliable indicator of anything. So I'd say average ABV, 40, 43, 46 at best. Malty. Maybe friendly and Speyside-ish. There's not a lot of clues. It might be honey, buttery, biscuity, butterscotch. But all that stuff's really light and integrated in. I will give the nose a little more time to develop here. During the past year, I have done 2 large-scale blind tastings with a friend. We had 24 different rye whiskeys that we tasted blind and picked out our favorites in flights of 4. And that was very interesting, very educational. And it was prompted by missing 3 ryes completely, 3 rye whiskeys I didn't identify at all last year. So that was the impetus for that. And then later in the year, we had a 20 whiskey shoot. Well, it was all bourbons. 20 bourbons all around 100 proof. Then a couple of points to take out some of the differences. And it was very interesting and educational to taste all those things. Blind. So I think we'll get a few scotches here. We'll get a few bourbons. Irish, rye, other parts of the world. Japanese or Taiwanese, Indian. I'm expecting all those things. But on this one, the nose just says malt. It's definitely not peated. I'm not getting any kind of sherry or other wine cask finishing here. And I would pick those up pretty readily, I would think. But I've said that before, I think, so maybe I'll just be quiet. Okay, the nose has run out of clues. I'll just go in tasting. Wow, this is a nice malt. It is rounded, smooth edges, no corners. And it's kind of strong. It's 46 to 50 ABV, I would think. It is got a good punch of flavor. It is that friendly Speyside, honey, maybe the lightest fruits, pears, apples, white grapes. Good, strong flavors. Good, strong examples of the mildest flavors in a Speyside. There's some honey there. Kiwi. It's light. It's a tiny bit tart, a tiny bit fruity, and light. And the ABV, man, it's 46 to 50, I'm saying. Could even be a tad higher. It just smells good. It tastes good. So smooth and rounded off. It's tasting like it's 15, 18 years old in a good bourbon cask. This has some age beyond the 10s and 12s that people are putting out now. Smooth and pleasant and friendly. No edges anywhere, nothing sharp. ABV wise or youth wise, except the ABV punch is good and strong. It's nothing harsh about it. It's been well treated by the cask. Very nice. I'm going to put some water in before I drink too much. Let's see how it handles that. What usually happens with good scotches is the flavor is spread out a little more. You can pick them apart. You can dissect it. It opens up the flavor so they're not bumping into each other. Often does it to the nose too. So let's see if my baby whiskey journey has taught me anything in the last 2 or 3 years. Malty. Fruit and honey things are still there. I'd say the aromas are rearranged slightly, and the flavors are rearranged slightly. Getting a little more raspiness or ginger bite, buzz, effervescence on the palate. Some of the flavors got more aggressive, some of them got lighter. There's still a buttery butterscotch biscuit type note that I don't think has changed much. Again, not getting marine notes, not getting any of the coastal places that are known for salty marine type things. I'm still somewhere in the Highlands or in Speyside. Highlands not near water. Or Speyside is what this is making me think of. And it could certainly be one of the offshoots of Scotch whiskey that is made in Taiwan, or made in India, or made in Australia, or Canada, or the US. But it certainly has the taste of a bourbon barrel. It's aged in used oak. It's nothing like the American single malts that are done in new oak, usually. This is very much in the Scotch style. So I'm saying Scotland, 70%, and it could be one of those other places, but made to a very high standard. High quality stuff. Tasty. And I'm about done. I'm not getting any new things out of it. That is so good. It's a great version of whatever it is, so may as well find out. Balvenie 12-year-old sweet toast of American oak. 43% ABV. Very interesting. Well, I've got several Balvenies, got several 12s. And this is good stuff. This is why I have so many, because it tastes like this. The smell is wonderful. The taste is wonderful. So that's a good way to start off. Nothing real special or outlandish on the first one, but a good solid 12-year-old that is delicious. So they did a good job on this. So as I said before, please like the video, subscribe, comment, leave a question, say hi, let's get to know each other, and Merry Christmas.